Title: Chizoba's Journey, a Tale by Ayuba. In the 90s, Ikorodu wasn't a bustling city, but my neighborhood in Haruna had its unique charm. It was a place where life unfolded in unexpected ways. Ada Ayuba, my father, was the only single dad in our compound, a rarity in those days. Our compound, like any other public housing in Lagos, had its quirks. There were 4 tenants in our compound. Tenant number 1 was my father, Ada Ayuba. Being a single father, you'd expect him to have a constant stream of women visiting. And believe me, he did. From Omi Obe, from the Yoruba woman, to the Ofensala of the Igbo woman, to the Epankukwo of the Calabar woman. Our home was a culinary melting. Tenant 2 was Mama Emeka. In my young mind, she was always pregnant with 7 children to her name. Tenant 3 was Mama Folaki, known mainly for her marriage to a part-time pastor, part-time artist, and part-time magician who once turned paper into money. The money, though, disappeared as quickly as it came. To this day, I can't tell if it was real or just a spell we were all under. Tenant 4 was Mama Chinasa. She had 2 kids and a provision shop. But one more person was living with them, the one I've been meaning to talk about all along. Her name was Chizoba. 1 year older than me, perhaps that's what made her catch my eye. Or maybe it was her unwavering work ethic. I admired hard-working women, probably because of the stories I'd heard about my mother. But with my privileges, I couldn't be sure if Chizoba saw me as more than just a younger, well-provided-for brother. At the crack of dawn, Chizoba would be up, mashing dough and freeing buns for her aunt's provision shop. It was how she paid for her education. After that, she'd rush to the bakery to get bread for the shop, and then she'd prepare her aunt's kids for school, all before 8 a.m. It was a lot for anyone to handle, let alone a young girl. After school, Chizoba would still pick up her aunt's kids, bathe them, feed them, and then head back to the provision shop, selling until evening. I pitied and admired her in equal measure, but I knew in my heart that she could only be my crush. We were still very young. In our SS1, I found out that Chizoba was dating a guy from our street. To say I was disappointed would be an understatement. It wasn't about jealousy. It was about the kind of person he was. I believed Chizoba deserved better. She was smart and hardworking, and I couldn't fathom why she chooses someone without a promising future. How I came to that conclusion, I can't explain. Perhaps I judged the guy because I believed it should have been me, not someone I considered a thug. Not long after that, my family moved from Ikorodu to Mafaluku, and I had to say goodbye to Chizoba. But I promised to visit her after school. She wasn't just a friend, she was a sister I'd never had. After secondary school, Chizoba left for Port Harcourt to stay with another aunt and prepare for JAM. I didn't see her for a while, but one day I decided to check up on her in Ikorodu. What I discovered left me dumbfounded. I learned that the little girl I saw while waiting to be attended to was Chizoba's daughter. It was a shock, but even more surprising was the news that Chizoba had gone back to school. She was still pursuing her education despite it being a mother. About 3 years later, I bumped into her again. I was overjoyed to see her and asked her about her journey. She told me she had completed school and was working as a teacher in a British school on Victoria Island. I was thrilled for her. Despite all the challenges, she had emerged victorious, but life had more twists in store. She revealed that she was pregnant once again, and the guy responsible insisted they must move back to Ikorodu. Chizoba left her well-paying job in Victoria Island and returned to the same life she had experienced as a young girl, selling provisions in a kiosk. And for the 3rd time, I was disappointed in Chizoba. She had returned to Ikorodu to start the same provision shop business her aunt had run when she was much younger. To this day, I can't help but feel that Chizoba's story deserved a happier ending. I often wonder if it was fate that led her back to where it all began, or if the universe was simply unfair to her. Perhaps, despite her strength and unwavering work ethic, she made decisions that altered her path. What do you think? In the end, Chizoba's journey remains a testament to resilience, determination, and the unpredictable nature of life.